Morning Zompoc!
Good morning, Zompoc. Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the Bex and Marc show. Welcome to Good Morning Zompoc.
Good morning. Good morning. It is...
It's not good morning. It's good evening.
But it's Good Morning Zompoc, so I'm going with
Good Morning Zompoc.
The morning theme.
Should we just pretend? Should we pretend?
We'll pretend it's morning. Good morning, and welcome to Good Morning.
The show.
Welcome to the show. I'll be here presenting topical events from this week with my...
Today on This Morning.
Today on This Morning. We shall have a cunt who will give his opinionated opinion, and we shall slap him occasionally. And we shall also have a piece of shit over here presenting the news. And then
a little bit later we shall have somebody walking down a catwalk in clothes that nobody would be seen dead in outside.
Yes. Rebecca, I think you'll find in season this year is the hairy minge. Oh, it is, the hairy minge. What a lovely hairy minge. We shall all be wearing it. We shall.
Like a massive coat, like knit it into a scarf.
It's so wintry and warm, I love it.
Bit scratchy though.
Oh, good. Why don't they let us on the TV, Bex?
I don't know. I don't know why they don't let us on the TV. We'd be so good on the TV.
It's so good. We can just, model the hairy minge. Not you personally, but I could do it for you. I could model the hairy minge. Sorry, I got distracted with my own brain. It distracts me. It sent me off sideways. I couldn't control it. It was like, whoa, go this way. And I couldn't...
Talk about this!
Have you seen
You're
that?
like a child with ADHD.
I am. The picture on the internet of the woman who's got armpit hair. She's an attractive woman, but she's got long armpit hair, and she'd made it into some sort of Viking plait under her arms.
No.
Have you seen this?
I've seen people who dye it bright green and stuff to match their hair.
Oh, it's a picture doing the rounds. I want to be turned on by it, but I'm also completely, makes me want to be sick in my own mouth. It makes me nauseous. I understand it's my prejudices from my culture that we want to see clean shaven armpits, and I should be embracing other cultures and should be embracing new ideas, but no, not armpits. I don't want to.
To be fair, you know me, I'm a bit of a feminist.
You are
when it comes down to things. So I completely agree with the right for any woman or man or whatever to have as much or as little body hair as they please. But I'm not so good with the armpit. Even on men, I'm not a particular fan.
I'm bald. Like literally, I'm like a potato. I'm like a scrubbed potato.
Like a baby.
I am. I'm not even like a peach. I'm smooth like a scrubbed new potato that's been boiled, and that's me. That's my body. That's how I'm describing myself. Do
you know how I'm picturing you now? Yeah. Like the fucking aliens from Prometheus.
That's exactly how I look. I'm a catch. I really am. I mean, women walk down the street and they can't help themselves. They look. They stop and they go, "Wow, look at that man!" It's like Mr. Potato Head walking straight towards me. I cannot control my wet vagina anymore. And that's exactly their words. That's what that happens to me daily.
Now I've thrown up in my mouth a little bit.
Some women have a thing for Mr. Potato Head. Mrs. Potato Head famously had a thing.
I'm sure it's each to their own. If you do what you want to do with your body, you do what you want to do to Mr. Potato Head. I'm not here to judge.
You do you. You do
you.
As I said to you earlier, when I tried to do myself on the bus, I got thrown off. So
you did.
You can't always do you.
No. Sometimes it's wholly inappropriate.
Yeah,
especially when there's school children around.
So next time you give someone advice, you do you. Just think about what you're saying. They might be on a bus.
Yeah.
So we've got a podcast to do.
Have we?
Yeah. We've just had a little chat.
That was such a random...
That was a rollercoaster ride.
Such a random introduction to the podcast that didn't mention zombies at all.
No. Is it a zombie podcast? Are we still doing that? I thought we stopped. Did we? Are we still doing that? Okay, let's do that.
Well, I'm going to find a zombie fact of the week. I've not done a zombie fact of the week for a while.
Okay, so you've done hours of research, you've looked up a fact, you've done... Or are you just winging this and Googling it on your phone as we speak?
I am literally Googling it on my phone as I speak. I have been using the same list for the zombie facts. It's actually a pretty good list of zombie facts. It's called factretriever.com.
I see you're
If
using...
anyone wants to look up the list that I'm...
You're using the most reliable sources of information here, I can see. Is it endorsed by the Trump administration, or is it just, your own endorsement?
I don't think so.
Okay, excellent.
I don't think so. But yeah, I'm going to go with fact number 7 today from factretriever.com.
Good old
if
fact
they want to
number 7.
sponsor us, you know.
Come. Hit us with it. Hit us with it. I'm ready.
You ready? You ready?
Mm-hmm.
So, some critics theorise that zombies prefer the taste of human flesh, brackets, if they can taste anything, because warm human flesh may have to do with a zombie virus needing fresh DNA or some parasitic microorganism receiving some form of nourishment from live blood cells.
Right. So, this is
They're basically saying that human flesh, and especially alive human flesh, contains DNA strands. It contains... What's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, DNA. Can't think of the word I'm looking for at the moment.
Okay.
And theorists have said that it could be they want the warm, fresh flesh because it helps the virus in them build the DNA to keep them mobile.
Okay. I understand the theory. I mean, that's why they're theorists.
I love how there's a zombie theorist, by the way.
It's not a zombie theorist. It's people like you and me just making shit up. Let's be honest.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. There's no such thing as a zombie theorist. There's just theorists. There's people who smoke too much crack and then just talk shit on the internet. That's what they
like
are.
us.
Like us. Have you smoked enough crack today?
No, I've got half a bag left.
It's so Moorish. So Moorish. Once you
That
start,
Moorish crack.
it's like a tube of Pringles. Open it.
Once you rock, you just can't stop.
Open the Pringles! So yeah, theorise. I don't know. I mean, it's making the assumption that the virus requires some sort of live tissue, some sort of live DNA or protein to be able to regenerate, to make itself work. Yeah, is that the assumption?
Yes.
Yeah, well, that I mean, it makes sense, but you're making assumptions about a virus that doesn't exist. So you can make any assumptions, couldn't you? You could say that the virus is cognitive and somehow learns and requires, to suck in the souls of its enemies, and that's why it needs live flesh. I mean,
It could just be that they enjoy the taste.
Yeah, exactly.
Could be nothing to do with DNA at all.
It could be. What if humans had different flavours?
What flavour would you be?
I don't know. I'm so white, I'd probably be like a polo or something. I'd be like menthol.
Like a mint flavour.
Yeah. The whitest guy you've ever... I'm like a stick of rock. You suck me all the way through and I'm white. Even on the inside.
You don't have like red stripes running down the middle.
No, I don't. I'm menthol.
Oh. I don't know what flavour I'd be.
I reckon you'd be fried chicken.
Why? I'd probably be pizza flavour, to be honest. I love good pizza.
It's like fried chicken's like tasty, isn't it? It's like finger licking good. And I just imagine that's what you taste like finger licking.
Finger licking good.
Yeah, I'd need a wet wipe afterwards.
Like I'm greasy or something.
No, I don't mean it like that. I'd be like, whoa, this is good chicken. I need a wet wipe. I take it as a compliment. I mean it in a nice way.
Do you want some help digging your hole any deeper?
Please. Just cover me over and leave me here now.
Okay. I will do.
Right. Okay. This episode we're gonna do some, because we had a guest. We haven't got a guest now, so we have no guest. We've done the best we can with our intro. I think we've done as good as we can possibly do as two human beings can start off a podcast.
Talking shit.
We may have peaked too early, because I think I honestly think that intro is probably as good as intro as anybody's ever gonna get. I know, like the beginning, the first episode of Walking Dead, and like the beginning of 28 Days Later, and there's some great intros that have happened in the world. Some brilliant intros. The start of Stairway to Heaven. What an intro! But not as good as that. So
no.
That
was the best intro.
The best intro that's ever happened in our lives. So I just want to put that out there. That oh, I hit the microphone. Sorry about that.
You were that excited.
I got that excited.
Put it out there.
I grabbed it like it was like a banana, or I'm not saying the other word, but I'm doing the shape of a blowjob. That's how I grabbed it. I grabbed it.
Well, you see, before I spoke to you, I've got my my microphone balanced precariously on a box of Lego, and it actually did fall off.
Did it? Right.
Yeah.
It was balanced
It's
on
a bit
box.
more stable now. I've changed the Lego box to a different Lego box.
Well, you have Lego there, so you have the perfect building materials to create a microphone stand. I'm just pointing that out, that you have all the building materials.
This is
required.
true, but then, you would have shouted at me for taking too long.
I would have, you're right. Okay, so we've done the intro, which was great. Then I expanded upon the intro. I'm just repeating what happens. People know what happens because they listen, but I'm just repeating it. So we did the intro, then I expanded on the intro, and now I'm just repeating what I just did then again. And I've done it again, which is great. So now we're actually going to do something.
This is just like a surefire way to lose listeners.
I know, they're just switching it off, going, this guy, what a cunt. That's what they're saying right now.
Yeah.
They might have t-shirts. I don't know.
What a cunt. Marc,
Is it cunt?
semicolon, what a cunt.
Yes. What in the group? Sorry, distracted. Whew, I've gone off to sideways. Adjacent view thinking. I've gone. In the group the other day, I think it was Kate said to me. I made a comment that said something along the lines of, I don't do hardcore because I don't do butt stuff or something like that. She said,
Oh, yeah.
said I should put that on a t-shirt.
You
So
should.
It's not hardcore because I don't do butt stuff.
I would do hardcore, but I don't do butt stuff.
Yeah, I should have that on a t-shirt. And I should have
I quite like that as a
And I should
t-shirt.
have a picture of my butt on there too, where I'm pointing at my
No,
butt.
you're going too far. Stop going too far.
No, I want like a giant foam finger pointing at my butt on the picture. That would be nice.
That you don't do butt stuff.
I don't do it. No, it's like that's why it's foam. It's not, Anyway, right.
I saw, just talking about butt stuff.
Yes.
So I follow somebody on Instagram who is like a medical pathologist in America, and she posts videos and photos and stuff of like really weird, sometimes weird, sometimes not weird, like medical procedures and like autopsies and stuff like that. It's really interesting. So she posted a video the other day of somebody having the biggest dildo I have ever seen in my entire life. I mean, this thing was the size of a newborn baby. And they were removing it from his rectum.
Oh my gosh! Why did they put it in there?
It was huge. They were having to like slice his anus.
Oh my
like,
God.
Get it out. And I just thought, how painful is that going to be when he wakes up?
Oh my gosh! That's
How
the
will
worst
he
thing.
ever shit normally again?
Why would you put it up there?
I don't know. And he put it in like backwards as well. It was a very strange video, but it was fascinating.
Only for you would be fascinated by that. I just feel nauseous to the pit of my stomach. Maybe to the pit of my soul. It's gone past my stomach. It's in my soul. That's how nauseous I am because of what you said. I hope you feel good about yourself.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, cool. So instead of doing like an interview and stuff, we're going to do Zombie Ate My Panties. We're going to do a little bit more of that. So cue the sexy music. So we're going to do Zombie Ate My Panties again by Jocelyn Dex. Yay, Jocelyn! So where we left off, he had pressed his erection into her ass crack, I believe.
Yeah,
Wasn't
right
it?
in there. Right in there. It was right in there.
So I'm gonna recover that bit, so we don't need to talk much about the ass crack. So we did that, and then we'll keep going from there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you prepared? Are you ready?
Like Uranus?
No. Yes, my anus is always prepared for you, Bex. As you are very well aware. No butt stuff. He lumbered after her to the kitchen. When she bent down to get a frying pan from the cabinet, he grabbed her hips and pressed his erection into her ass crack. Zeke, stop! I'm trying to make lunch. He grunted and ground against her.
I'm just going to do sound effects throughout the whole thing, I think.
That's wonderful. Aren't you hungry? She straightened and somehow managed to twist out of his grip to face him.
Just what was his penis gripping her? Like, is it some kind of like mutant
Pincer
penis?
Tiny little zombie hands on the end of his penis.
You know, like those things that the old ladies have, those grabbers to pick things up off the floor when they can't bend down.
Maybe he's got that.
That's what his
instead of a
penis is like.
Maybe. Isn't that what all penises are like?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. A shiver of fear shot down her spine when he trapped her against the counter with his body, leaned down and clicked his teeth together next to her ear. Hungry.
I'm always hungry too, mate.
Pizza. She shoved at him, but he wouldn't budge. With his teeth grazed her... Oh, fucking hell, I can't read. Hang on. She shoved it... Sorry. Fucking hell. She shoved at him, but he wouldn't budge. When his teeth grazed her neck, she thought she'd seriously fucked up by leaving his mask off.
You would, wouldn't you? You'd have like a bit of a moment of panic running through your brain there.
Back off, Zeke. She tried to sound calm, stern, but there was an air of hysteria in her voice.
Can you do that again with the hysteria?
I'm sorry. Back off, Zeke! How was that? Is that alright?
It was more like, back off, Zeke!
Alright, fucking hell. Jesus, I'm not an actress.
Carry on.
She really should have kept that tranquilizer gun strapped to her hip.
Well, you see, you could just tranquilise yourself, though. I'd end up doing that.
I'd do it on purpose anyway.
Yeah.
He licked around the edge of her ear, then sucked the lobe into his mouth and bit down, but let up before hurting her. Then he dragged his tongue down her. Then he dragged his tongue down her neck.
See, it doesn't sound sexy. It sounds like he's just licking her like a Mr. Whippy.
When he reached the base of her throat, he bit down again. Zeke, her voice wavered. Not eat. What had gotten into him? He'd never been so aggressive with her before.
First time for everything.
He pulled back and gazed into her eyes, then lowered his mouth to hers. He sucked her bottom lip between his teeth, and she thought that was it. He was about to eat her face off.
Oh dear. It's taken a turn for the worse.
But he released her lip. Not eat. He stuck his tongue and wiggled it. Taste. Well, I'm sorry, Zeke. You've just sucked all of the romance and sexiness out of this situation.
Yep, you have. She's going to have a massive... You know, she's going to have one of those, like, Kylie Jenner lips, you know, when everyone was doing that fucking challenge, sucking on a shot glass. That's what her lips are going to look like now, Zeke.
It was all sexy then. Even I was getting a bit going, and then and then he's like, taste. Desire warred with fear as he continued licking and nipping at her lips, cheeks, neck, all while grinding his erection against her stomach.
She's a strange girl, isn't she? She finds some strange things sexy. I bet she does butt stuff.
We'll find out in a minute. Sorry, did that tickle your fancy there?
I don't know why that made me laugh so much.
He grabbed the neckline of her shirt with both hands and jerked outwards, successfully tearing it to her navel. Zeke, behave, she said breathlessly.
She's just been for a run.
Was it wrong that she was getting turned on?
Yes. Just going to answer that question now.
As long as he had no designs on making a meal out of her, wouldn't his action be considered progress? Maybe he'd been the alpha male type before he'd been infected.
Maybe.
He moaned. He moaned. He moaned as he shoved her bra high on her chest, exposing her breasts. Her skin tingled, nipples tightened as he squeezed one with his fingers and sucked the other into his mouth, working his tongue around it.
This sounds painful.
She gasped. Sorry,
It's more like she sucked it, like she drowned a little bit then. Drowned on her own spit.
She gasped when he stopped suddenly, wrapped his arms around her and hoisted her off the floor.
That's what I do to old ladies when they fall.
Not in the same way, I hope.
No, cut that out.
That's staying in. What are you doing? She squealed.
The way you said that then.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
She squealed as he carried her into the bedroom.
Put me down. Why I like?
What are you doing, love? I've got ironing to do. She squealed as he carried her into the bedroom. Sexy time. The sudden aggression turned her on as much as it frightened her. but she should probably stop him. Shouldn't she?
Should
If she kind of liked it. The next woman he was with might not. She should teach him to be more respectful. When her stomach knotted at the thought of him with another woman, she pushed it from her mind.
Oh, she's getting a bit jealous. She's getting
Well jelly. She's well jelly, innit, bruv?
Well jelly.
When he sat her on her feet. Well, what? Sorry? When he sat her on her feet.
Well, he picked her up, didn't he?
Then he sat her on her feet. Do you
So
sit
he's just
someone on her
he's just
feet?
picked her up and put her down.
Oh, yeah. I'm not sure of the logistics of sitting someone on her feet. You sit. Oh, set! Not sat, it's set.
Not sit.
Oh, it's not the
Set her
writer's
down on
fault.
her feet.
It's the fucking narrator's fault. It's the idiot.
It is. It's always the fucking narrator's fault.
Thank you. When he set her on her feet, he fumbled with the button and zipper on her pants. She smacked his face. Hold on.
Did you smack your own face then?
I did. It really hurt.
Yeah, I just smacked my own hand.
I'm not made for S&M.
No.
I'm like,
you don't do butt stuff.
I don't do butt stuff. He ignored her. She shoved at him. He ignored her. And before she knew it, she was shoving her pants and panties down to her knees.
No, he was shoving the pants and panties.
Yeah, he was shoving her pants.
So now he's kind of getting into rapey territory.
He is.
Yeah.
But, he goes, taste, he said.
Ugh.
Blah. Surely he didn't mean what she thought he meant. He'd fondled her, groped her, humped her crack, but he'd never made to move to lick her there.
That's just too much. That's just going too far. He's humped her ass crack, but licking a minge. That's it. That's where she draws the line.
I hope she's had a bath.
Oh no!
I'm just saying. I hope she's had a good scrub up. You know what I mean? Anyway.
You're gonna have to read this. I've just read in front.
Oh, have you? Okay. So, are you going to be silent while I read this out to you? Do you want to put your fingers in your ears? What are we doing? Right.
That's okay.
The thought of his mouth between her legs made her pussy flood with moisture, even though it also scared her to death. Flood with moisture?
But the thing is, if you're scared to death, you're just going to be drier than Sahara down there.
Yeah, well, she's not. She's flooded with moisture.
Oh, God. Oh.
What if he changed his mind about tasting and decided to eat instead? Ouch.
Fucking ouch.
Fucking ouch indeed. But, worth the risk, I say, love. Go for it.
You're not the one about to get your fanny eaten off.
That's true. She tried to back away when he kneeled before her, but his fingers dug into her arse cheeks. It says ass cheeks, but arse cheeks sounds way better. She tried to back away when he kneeled before her, but his fingers dug into her arse cheeks and held her firmly in place. She briefly considered ramming her knee into his face, but when he smashed his face against her and his tongue snaked between her wet lips, she decided against it.
So she just rammed a fanny in his face instead.
Yeah, classic. It's that classic self-defense manoeuvre.
Should I ram my knee in or my fanny?
What am I going to do? I'm about to be face raped. What do I do?
Knee fanny. Such a hard decision.
Only one thing for it. Fanny on the face. Take that, you monster. Take that.
Oh, it's got a fanny on the face.
Take that.
It's like money on my mind, but fanny on my face. Imagine if that song changed. Just got fanny on my face. Fanny on my face.
I'm dancing. Okay. Right, serious, because we're in sexy territory. I need to keep my sexy voice on. Sorry. With her pants still around her knees, her legs were pressed together, and the lack of full access clearly aggravated him. He pulled back, his lips in a snarl as he pulled the pants to her ankles, then shoved her back on the bed. He jerked off her shoes, then the pants, then...
He jerked off what?
He jerked her shoes off, then the pants, then creepy grinned and licked the juice from the lips before spreading her legs wide and diving back in.
He creepy grinned.
This is so much better in a British accent. I know it was wrote in American, but let me just do it in a British accent
so
one
much
more
better.
time. He jerked off her shoes, then the pants, then creepy grinned and lick the juice from her lips before spreading her legs and diving back in. Just diving back in.
Like a scuba diver. Like he's
you don't
diving
want
for carp.
Don't you stay out too long. You dive straight back in there. I will. I'm going to dive back in.
If he doesn't get what's it called? That diving sickness.
Bends, yeah.
If he doesn't get the bends.
Well, we've all had that, haven't we? We've all gone down too far and had the bends. Let's be honest.
Can you imagine? You got to spend some time in that fucking decompression chamber. What you in here for? I got the bends from.
I went down too far. Couldn't get up quick enough.
No, you're not meant to come out quick. That's when it gets you.
You want to stay down there a bit longer? That's what you want to do, mate. Anyway, right. So the next line, all the lines are golden from here on in. This is literally, the book is gold. The whole thing. Jocelyn is a genius, but the next line really just takes the biscuit. All of the next ones do. He lapped and sucked with no finesse. She shuddered. He lapped, like a dog. You know, like how a dog laps a bar? Yeah, like that. He lapped. And he sucked. With no finesse. He lapped and sucked with no finesse. She shuddered, and her hips bucked every time he grazed her clit. And it wasn't long before he caught on to what made her wetter. He plunged his tongue inside her, thrust it in and out, moaning the whole time.
The sound effects are just making this for me.
I know. I hope when Jocelyn turns this into an audiobook that she has sound effects.
Yeah.
Because I think that there's nothing that makes an erotic book more erotic than an English person doing sound effects in the background.
Yeah, like...
like that, yeah. That was cock sucking by midnight.
It's definitely got me going.
I know. That was ball licking in the back of car. I've got them all. I've got all the best ones, the classics.
They all sound the same to me, though.
I know. They all sound like a fucking turkey running away. Okay. When he latched onto her clit and sucked, flicking his tongue quick and hard against it, she cried out and he stopped. He looked up at her and said, "Not eat, not hurt." Holy crap.
Holy crap.
That was the next line in the book. That wasn't me saying it. He'd stopped because he thought she was scared. Major progress. "I know," she panted. "Feels good. More Zeke."
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. What's going on there?
That's just the dog probably barking at nothing.
Probably
barking at your impression of ball gagging.
We all want to bark at my impression of ball gagging, let's be honest.
Yeah.
He creepy grinned, clicked his teeth together.
He creepy grinned to Glenn.
He creepy grinned. He creepy glib.
Creepy glinked.
Blah, 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 blah. He creepy grinned, clicked his teeth together, and resumed feasting on her juices, driving her body higher as he once again latched onto her clit. "That's it, Zeke. Good. So good." Her skin prickled, muscles tensing. "Don't stop," she fisted his hair, pulling...
That sentence could have been completely different.
She fisted his arse, pulling him into her... No, she fisted his hair, pulling him into her as a liquid fire speared her veins. "God, yes," she wowed. Her muscles contracted, spasms as she ground herself against his face. When he tasted her orgasm, he tongued her opening frantically, slurping sounds and heavy breathing filling the room.
I have no words. You've rendered me speechless.
When the sensitivity threatened to make her scream, she tugged at his hair. "Stop! No more!" "Tastes good," he said, and continued. "Please," she begged. "Too much." Reluctantly, he lifted his juice-covered face, stood, and shucked off his pants. He grabbed his cock, shook it at her, then crawled on the bed and smacked it against her lips. "Taste!
That's definitely how someone gets me to give them a blowjob, by smacking it against my face and shaking it at me.
I think that is the only way, and it's the way that's been time-honoured, immemorial by all great men through the eons.
It's like when people are writing a manual, like, how do you get a girl to give you a blowjob? Well, you just shake it at her and smack it around her face.
Yes, and say,
That'll do.
taste.
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 Fucking taste, will ya?
So, I think we shall leave it at taste, because, quite honestly, I think Bex has thrown up a bit in her mouth. So
Yeah, thrown up all over the carpet.
So I think it's time to leave that there and catch up with Jocelyn Dex's A Zombie Ate My Panties next week, or next time we do a podcast. I'd like to thank Jocelyn for letting us read this, because I actually, I do know that we take the piss out of it a lot, but I do think it is golden. I think it is a fantastic book, and
It really is so funny.
Every line is hilarious.
But the thing is, she wrote it as a little bit tongue-in-cheek anyway.
Yeah, and
She's
quite
told
a
us.
quite a bit tongue-in-pussy as well.
Yeah, ba-dum-bum.
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
I've still got it. Right. So thank you, Jocelyn, for doing that. Thank you, Bex, for being a wonderful human being and helping me read this book. Because I know that there aren't much better ways to spend your Friday evening than reading zombie porn with me on the internet, I think.
No, I can't think of anything else I'd rather be doing.
I mean, you could spend time with your partner or your child or your dog or your family. You could spend time with them, but instead you choose.
I could throw myself in front of a bus.
You could throw yourself in front of a bus. You could plow. You could plow out your own eyes with a spoon. You could, and all of them would be preferable.
Stick my finger in an electricity socket.
All of these things would be far better than talking to me, but you choose to do this because somehow, obviously, you have to, because of the legal restraints that you have. So that's wonderful. So thanks for that, Bex. I appreciate it.
It's all right. Thanks for reading it in your Essex accent.
Oh, you as well, Jelly, of my accent, isn't it, bro?
Oh, well, Jelly, your accent, mate.
Well, Jelly.
Mate.
You're too good at Essex. I can't do whatever you are. Manky Brum. A Brum
Manky
Mank.
Brum.
I don't know what it is. The Brum Mank. Manky Brum.
I don't even know what I am anymore.
No, but you're starting to become a little bit more Essex. Starting to. I can
No,
sense
mate.
it.
Am I?
Told you, innit? Told you, bro.
Innit?
Right, so, alright, mate. Sorry. Right, so I think that's it for today. I think that's enough for this podcast.
Yeah, I've had enough of you.
Yeah, I've had enough of you too. But thanks for doing it. I'd like to just remind our listeners that there are a few things. GMZ Live 2019, there's some announcement going. There has been some announcements. There's going to be more announcements as we go through the next few months. Make sure you get your tickets early. It's going to sell out. I fucking guarantee it. So to GMZ 2019.
I don't even know how I've managed to get roped into this again.
Because you got very drunk at the last one. Ta-da. That's the problem.
That drunk.
You get, I was.
We all know you were.
Yeah, let's do it again. Let's do it again next year. And everybody's like, yeah, let's do it again.
Yeah, and now we can't get out of it.
Nah. So we're doing that again, so make sure you get tickets early. The Queuing Dead, the audiobook is still available. It's fantastic. Listen to the audiobook. Trust me, it's good, bruv.
Innit, bruv?
Innit? You'll be well, Jelly.
It's fucking amazing.
Classic. It's a classic book, bruv. I don't know why I keep saying bruv. I do actually have a brother, and he does talk very, very Essex. So I think that's maybe why when I'm trying to be Essex, that's what my brother calls me. He calls me bruv. So, all right, bruv, how you doing? And he's proper Essex. He's a little bit Danny Dyer, my bruv. And he's a little bit Danny Dyer. He's a cheeky Essex boy, isn't he? He got a bit of a bowl on him. He's bowling down the street. All right, son. Like that.
I have no idea what you've just fucking said to me.
You don't know, no. He has a little cheeky bowl as he goes down the road. All right, son, how you doing?
I'm just gonna go.
Yeah.
See you later.
Okay. So yeah, I don't know. I got no idea. So Queuing Dead audiobook, check that out. Z Claw's audiobook, check that out. Got a new book coming out, which is Romance is Dead. It's going to be about romance and zombies.
I can't wait for this. I can't wait for it.
It's going to be really
I'm
good.
so excited about it.
I'm literally going to write a scene just like that one. Just like the one I just read. I'm going to write one just like that. No, I'm not. So I can't.
No, I
can't do that. No, I can't do it. I can't do it.
I wouldn't read it.
No, I know.
You'd make me feel ill.
To be fair, I send you enough messages like that, don't I, anyway, Bex?
Oh yeah, my inbox is full of your sexy spam.
That's I do have sexy spam, you are right. Look at my spam. Look at it. Oh,
Look at my sexy spam.
look at it. It's 99% meat, the other bit's corn flour. Right.
Spam is not 99% meat.
I was being generous in case spam were listening. The people from the spam fucking advertising board were listening, and they go like, "Oh no, you can't say it's like 50% meat and fucking 50% horse's feet." So
Even though it is.
Even though it is, you can't say that.
You can't say it.
So I was saying 99%. I was trying to be good. Anyway, so thank you everybody for coming to our podcast. I'm sure you enjoyed it because obviously we're wonderful.
Yeah.
Bex, would you like to say the end bit before we go?
No butt stuff.
That's good enough for me. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.